I'm happy to be joined by former two-division world champion, still undefeated in the super middleweight division, Jermall Hitman Charlo, returning to the ring July 26th against Cohen Mazoudier over in Australia on this Errol Spence-Tim Tszyu pay-per-view card. Jermall, man, first of all, it's good to see you. How are you feeling in 2026, man? I know your career and life, like for the rest of us, has had its ups and downs. How are you feeling in the ring, outside the ring, here in the middle of 2026?
I feel good. I'm back in the mix in 2026. I'm doing good, man. Overall, enjoying camp. The struggle days, the hard days, and the bad days. You just take them as they go. Enjoying it. We midway through the year already, so I'm prepared for 2027 already.
At 36, man, if everything goes according to plan, it goes the way you want it to go, how does these last, it would seem, years of your career, and I know you're a well-preserved 36, haven't taken punishment and things like that, but how does this play out? This what a lot of people would look at as your final stretch, these last couple years going into boxing.
Well, I'm sure I'm motivated to give y'all all I have. And just maintain like health. Good health and be strong and I'm not struggling, for anything besides just getting better. It motivates me to know that you guys are like looking forward to like what's next for me because it makes me want to just do better and better, and I'm enjoying just working, Hopefully gain a title and unify it before 38, however long it take. I'm in the sport to be in the sport.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna ask next is when it comes to world being a world champion again, because after the Lamana fight, it sounded like it was more like, using the sport to just get things right, to right the ship in your life. But is that indeed still the goal, especially in a division where now you're the older guy? They got young fight the Hamza Shirazes. I mean, Canelo's still around fighting for a title, but Mabili and Lester Martinez and outside of Canelo, it's a young division. But is that still what your mind is set on becoming world champion again?
Yeah, I mean that's the ultimate goal. The vets, there's always someone new in the sport working harder, and that's what always motivated us. Even when I was young, there's always someone younger than you that's trying to get to your level. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not like, I'm not like phased by like competition or anything. We the vets, being a vet, it's just part of what comes with the sport, I I want to get another title and defend it and just do what I've been doing. Just be great all around.
What do Cohen Mazzutia, I know I heard you in your media scrum that you're not that familiar with him. You let Ronnie watch the tape and everything, but he was originally a 154 pounder. And I know you were too, but you're a big guy, even at super middleweight. So what do you think like a sensational knockout? I know like against Lamana, you were like, I kind of want to get some rounds in, but what do you think a sensational knockout would do for your momentum, going forward?
Uh, I rather rounds. Again, I don't really go for the knockout, but I do want to put some rounds in. I feel like he'll be like fast. He's gonna be like, clever. He's gonna watch out for like big shots, and I have to dictate. I have to go get him. Work a little harder for a knockout, which I don't mind, but I just rather the shot be the perfect shot and it be with win the fight. I'm not necessarily like banking on the knockout, but I mean, he's 5'11". He has size. I mean, he don't have to strain for weight, and he has a full camp. So I mean, things are good.
Do you feel like you could put some momentum together after this fight because you get the Lamana knockout and you're not
I
able to
gotta
get in the
just
ring for a year?
yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know what that was all about. You know, the handlings and everything has been a little bit different. You know, with how things are based now. You know, we let Ryder have their season, the Ryder season, and PBC is PBC hasn't went anywhere. I'm a ride or die for PBC. So for anybody like say why we haven't been in, I think timing is everything, and we always just happen to have the best shows, the best fight cards. Uh, my hats off to them. I don't care if we have our downtimes. I'm gonna ride with them. And it is what it is. Like I'm a big advocate of like uh they was with me when it was big, and then they was with me when it got a little slow. Like it didn't matter. I stay down. I'm always stay down.
What happened with the Armando Resendiz fight? That seemed like a very winnable fight in terms of you become a world champion again. Why did that fall through, Jermall?
No, I wanted to fight. I wanted to fight. It was more so like the negotiation. Uh, Things wasn't happening fast enough, and it is what it is. That's how God make it. He was able to go in there and he beat Plant, but he wasn't able to beat Munguia. So we see who's the better man at the end of the day. That's all it's about, I got a chance to witness it. So it is what it is.
Was any part of you like, damn, that could have been my world title though, that because again, it's a very winnable
Nah,
fight.
nah, man, I'm not really lusty of what somebody else did. It would have been a different fight if I was in there with them. The fight could have went way different. So the game plan that they had it stretched out for 12 rounds, and that was fine. Who knows? I could have knocked them out, or I could have went for a different aspect. It was fun though. I enjoyed like sitting back just watching it. Let
Um,
everything in the division shape up, and then I'll be able to present myself.
but so it wasn't because people speculate, so it wasn't anything like outside of the ring troubles or
No, I don't know.
yeah.
No, I never got in trouble. I haven't been in trouble, or none of that. It wasn't no mental health. It wasn't nothing back from the past days. I got over that stuff. That's why I was able to fight. I was over those type of things. It wasn't no injuries. It wasn't none it was just negotiation. It was part of my camping, and uh, we know what we have at task. So at the end of the day, I'm not one of those protected fighters. I go out and fight. Just if it's up to the team. I don't do this without them.
What's the who's got the biggest target on their back to you? What's the fight out there that motivates you? Is it still Caleb Plant or is it like a Munguia because he beat Resendiz? Like what's the one you want the most right now,
No,
Jamal?
Caleb Plant is more like the grudge match that don't make sense anymore. You know what I mean? Like almost like get over it or whatever. We're gonna get our lick back whenever. Um, but it's just me being world champion again. So if Mongia got the belt, it could have been whoever it is. I was gonna fight whoever. I'll fight Shiraz. I'll fight Shiraz. I'll go wherever they want me to go to fight him. Like we I'll get in there with him. He not a boogeyman to me. He not like one day I want to move up to 175. Hopefully get another title. Like the sky's the limit for me. These guys in the way.
Let me ask you this, Jamal, because when I was covering you, you were fighting. I remember when you were fighting like Noberto Gonzalez in Vegas, Lenny Botai in Vegas. I was a big advocate. I was like, I think this dude, and people thought, I was crazy or I was deriding, and I'm like, I think this guy could beat Canelo in Triple G with his size, his skill set. But I do ask you that from that standpoint, and I know you've won two world titles in two divisions. Do you feel at all like you've been an underachiever when it's to this point?
Uh, yeah, but I wrote my own story. At the end of the day, I wasn't supposed to have none of this anyways. So to say that I'm underachieving is almost like I'm ungrateful. So not necessarily, I could have went different routes, but who says it's a mistake? It's never a mistake. A mistake is not a mistake unless you can correct it. And, I'm not really so focused on like what I didn't do. I'm focused on what can I do now. You get what I'm saying? So it's not that I'm an underachiever or I could have done what everybody else did. I mean, it's just it's how God wanted my career to be. I'm satisfied. I'm grateful. Thanks for all the fans that ever rock with me. Thanks for all the hard fights that I consider having. If you know, you know. I stood up to the test each and every time. I'm not, you know, I'm not downing myself or trying to put myself like humbly speaking. I'm just saying, me and my brother had a awesome career. It's not over, and I actually, the older I get, the better I am, the stronger I feel, and the more knowledge I have. Like I'm understanding things in a different perspective nowadays, and I'm here, man. I'm here to stay. I still got more to write, so it's not that I underachieved. I'm still two-time, two-division world champion. You know, I'm right there on y'all top five in whatever division I touch. So I'm happy where I'm at.
Let me get your thoughts if I can on